Are you waking up tired, feeling that your energy, confidence, and potency aren't the same anymore? Maybe intimacy seems harder to initiate or maintain, even though you know the desire is still inside you. I'm Dr. Maria José Freire, a certified urologist, and for over 20 years, I've been helping men over 50 regain their energy, performance, and masculinity. And today, I'm going to show you a simple point on your body that, when massaged for just 1 minute, can help restore blood flow and potency. But what really happens inside your body might surprise you. If you find this useful, join our community by subscribing to the channel. That way, you'll never miss videos made for men like you. But here's something most people don't realize. Potency doesn't drop suddenly out of nowhere. It decreases silently, slowly, long before a man notices a real problem. And before we talk about the exact point you'll massage, you need to understand why this happens. Because it's rarely just about testosterone. In fact, many men who sit in front of me in the office have perfectly normal testosterone levels, but they still feel frustrated, tired, and wonder why intimacy has become harder than before. The truth is that after 50, the body starts to change in subtle ways, affecting everything from blood flow to nerve signals and muscle tension in areas most men never imagine. As the years go by, nitric oxide production naturally decreases. That's the chemical blood vessels use to open up and allow blood to enter. With less of it, the arteries that supply the pelvic region don't expand like they used to. At the same time, small deposits of microplaques start forming inside those vessels. Not enough to cause a heart attack, but enough to reduce the pressure and fullness needed for good performance. Then there's the silent enemy that almost every man over 50 faces: pelvic floor stiffness. Decades of sitting, long trips, office chairs, time on the couch. They all slowly tighten the muscles at the base of the pelvis. These muscles should relax during arousal, but when they're tense, they restrict circulation and reduce nerve sensitivity. And speaking of nerves, they don't fire as quickly as they did when you were 25. It's not your fault, it's just part of aging. Add to that stress, the constant state of fight or flight that so many men live in, and suddenly your body is trying to perform under biologically impossible conditions. It becomes a perfect storm. Less blood coming in, less blood staying, nerves responding more slowly, and a drop in confidence that only reinforces the cycle. I've seen men who thought they were broken when, in reality, their bodies were just asking for help in the simplest way. But here's something most men never realize. The solution starts in a place almost no one talks about. And relieving tension there can start restoring potency in just a few days. Let me show you where it is now. Here's the part almost no one tells men over 50. The body actually has a built-in switch that can help restore potency. And it's located in a place most men never think to touch. It's not magic, and it's not positive thinking. It's understanding a small but powerful area of your anatomy that controls blood flow, nerve activation, and even your ability to relax enough for intimacy to happen naturally. Before showing you how to massage this point, you need to understand why it works. Because when you feel it for the first time, the change can be surprisingly quick. Between the scrotum and the anus, there's a set of nerves and muscles called the perineal region. Most men think of it just as the space in between, but in reality, it's the command center of the pelvic floor. And the pelvic floor is the support structure for erection, blood flow, and sensation. Running through this small centimeter of tissue is the pudendal nerve, which carries the signals that tell the brain, it's time to act. Small arteries that feed the base of the penis also pass through there, along with a network of muscles that determine how easily blood enters and how long it stays. Over time, especially with aging and long periods of sitting, this area becomes tense, compressed, and understimulated. When the muscles there contract, they act like a tight fist around the blood vessels, limiting flow long before it reaches the erectile tissue. When the nerve is compressed, sensations become weaker, slower, or inconsistent. But when you apply gentle pressure to this point, something remarkable happens. The muscles start to relax, the blood vessels open, and the nerve awakens. It's like releasing a sigh your body didn't even know it was holding. Many men feel warmth, a slight heaviness, or immediate relief. That's why this 1 minute massage is so powerful. You're not forcing anything, you're just unlocking what age, tension, and stress have been silently keeping closed. But here's the mistake most men make: they press in the wrong way or in the wrong place and then think nothing changed. Technique matters more than you imagine. And that's exactly what we're going to look at now. But here's where many men sabotage their own results. They hear about the point, poke it for a few seconds, and then think it doesn't work. The truth is that technique matters as much as the location. When I teach this to my patients, I emphasize one thing: slow, intentional pressure. No hard pushing, no quick touches. Your body responds when you treat this area with patience because you're dealing with nerves, muscles, and blood vessels that have been tense and neglected for years. And when you do it right, 60 seconds can make a difference. The first step is simple: sit on a firm surface. Not a soft couch, not a recliner, something that supports your body. A dining chair, a bench, even the edge of the bed works. Then, using 2 fingers or a small massage ball, gently locate the perineal point between the scrotum and the anus. No need to dig or press hard. You're not looking for pain. You're just feeling for a sensitive spot, a place that almost sighs when you touch it. Many men are surprised to discover that this sensitivity is completely normal. It's built up tension from years. Once you find the point, apply slow, steady pressure. Breathe deeply through your abdomen, letting your belly rise and fall. This part matters more than you imagine. When you breathe through your abdomen, you take your body out of fight or flight mode and into rest and release, the state where arousal happens naturally. Hold the pressure for 10 to 15 seconds. You might feel warmth, a slight pulsation, or just relaxation spreading through the pelvis. Then make small circular movements as if you're melting the tension layer by layer. Continue for a total of 60 seconds without rushing, without excessive force, just letting the area loosen up. Physiologically, this quick routine triggers a chain reaction. The pelvic floor relaxes, vessels open, fresh oxygenated blood flows to the base of the penis. The pudendal nerve becomes more responsive. Many men tell me that within a few minutes they feel a heaviness or fullness they haven't felt in a long time. Not an erection, but the body awakening as if to say, yes, that's what I've been waiting for. And here's what I tell everyone: if the point is a little sensitive, that's not a sign of damage. It's a sign that you're finally giving attention to an overworked, understretched muscle group for decades. That sensitivity is your body saying thank you. But even with perfect technique, there's a hidden blocker that most older men never notice: a set of daily habits that silently undo the benefits of the massage before it even starts. And when you understand these blockers, everything makes much more sense. And that's exactly what we're going to look at now. Many older men make a silent mistake. They learn the massage, do it correctly, even start feeling small improvements. But daily habits undo all the progress and they don't even notice. Because the truth is, this 1 minute technique only reaches its potential when the rest of your lifestyle isn't blocking the benefits you're trying to activate. I see this all the time. Men who do everything right during the massage, but do everything wrong in the other 23 hours of the day. And when they understand these blockers, everything becomes clear. The first blocker is spending too much time sitting. Decades working at desks, driving long distances, or using chairs that tilt the pelvis forward make the pelvic floor not just tense but trained to stay tense. Those muscles squeeze the nerves and vessels you're trying to awaken. Even if you massage the right point, if you spend the rest of the day in a position that keeps everything tight, it's like watering a plant while someone squeezes the stem. The flow never reaches its destination. Then comes breathing, something so simple we forget it matters. Most older men breathe high in the chest, especially under stress. And when breathing is shallow, the body enters a subtle fight or flight mode, even when you're still. In that state, potency is almost impossible. The pelvic floor tightens, vessels contract, and the brain diverts energy from intimacy to survival. Breathing through the abdomen for 2 minutes a day can reset the whole system. Posture also plays a bigger role than imagined. Pelvis tilted forward, shoulders slumped, hunched posture. All of it compresses the pelvic nerves and reduces circulation. Over time, the body adapts to this position and arousal signals slow down. And of course, stress amplifies everything. High cortisol not only affects mood, it reduces nitric oxide production, decreases nerve sensitivity, and keeps the body in a state where performance becomes a battle. Even hydration matters more than most imagine. When you drink too little water, blood literally gets thicker, slower, less efficient at carrying oxygen. Alcohol, especially at night, interferes with circulation and nerve communication, causing that morning fatigue many men attribute to aging. But the good news is these blockers are reversible. Small changes cause big effects. Getting up and walking for 5 minutes every hour, practicing abdominal breathing, stretching the hip flexors for 60 seconds, drinking a bit more water throughout the day, and reducing alcohol at night. None of this requires much effort, but each action removes a layer of resistance from the system you're trying to recover. And here's what I want you to hear clearly. You're not broken, your body isn't failing. It's just stuck in old patterns that can be rewritten faster than you imagine. Because when you understand what blocks your progress and start removing those obstacles, the massage you learned becomes much more effective. And that leads me to something I want every man over 50 to hear. A message that can change how you see your own body and your own strength from here on out. Let's talk about that now. Here's what I want you to remember, especially if you've been feeling down. Masculinity isn't defined by temporary difficulties. Every man goes through phases where the body seems slower, more tense, or less responsive. That doesn't make you weak, it just makes you human. And the truth is, your body can improve at any age. I've seen men in their 50s, 60s, even 70s regain potency, energy, and confidence just by giving the body small, consistent signals of care. This simple massage routine isn't a sign of desperation, it's a sign that you're choosing to reconnect with yourself. I've seen hundreds of men come into my office ashamed and leave weeks later with a confidence they thought they'd lost forever. Not because of pills, but because they learned to reconnect with their own body. And you can do the same. You deserve to feel strong. You deserve to feel desired. You deserve to enjoy intimacy without fear or hesitation. And the best part, it's not too late. Your body responds quickly to the right stimuli. Consistency creates momentum, and momentum creates confidence. You're closer to reclaiming your strength than you think. If you found this valuable, join our community and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future guidance made for men like you. My goal is to give men over 50 the tools, knowledge, and confidence to regain energy, sleep, performance, and longevity. At the beginning of this video, I said there was a point most men never imagined that plays a powerful role in restoring potency. Now you understand why, and more importantly, you know how to activate it. You deserve confidence, you deserve energy, you deserve restorative and deep intimacy. Take care of your health because you're worth it. Subscribe, leave a comment, and share this with a man who might need it. We're building this community together. Yeah, et tu sais, mais.